Alrighty. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of Beyond Supernatural. I'm your host, Michelle Villery. I'm here on IndieRadio.org tonight on behalf of IndieRadio.org. It's Saturday night, and I'm a little tired. I've been up pretty much most of the day doing stuff like everyone does on a Saturday. And here with me, we have Tony Colangelo. Good evening,
Good
Tony.
evening, Michelle and Jen, and good evening, everyone. Glad to be back so soon.
Yeah, I know, right? And we have our special guest, and she runs one of the best fan groups ever for Supernatural. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi. I don't actually run it, but I'm admin on it.
Okay, well, you're an admin on it. Okay. If they're watching, hey, gang, I'm a part of that group too. So, and Tori Rush will be joining us momentarily. So if you guys have any questions tonight, definitely use the hashtag #BeyondSupernatural for anything that has to do with Supernatural. And the first thing that I wanted to address, I also posted it on our blog on literally, if you're watching this on the IndieGeek.com, on the Geek Zone, we wanted to, you'll notice that I posted a public apology. And I wanted to actually say, we did a show, as you know, the first night that we've done it was last night for Beyond Supernatural, our premiere show. And there were some quite inflammatory remarks that were made by one of the co-hosts, who is no longer a co-host. After we had spoke to that person prior to us going on the air and asked them not to make certain statements, and she did it anyway. And we wanted to publicly apologize, especially to Adam Glass, who is the co-executive producer of Supernatural, Robbie Thompson, the entire production and writing staff. These guys have, it's hard, as a published author, it's hard to write. And it's even harder when you have a network that's behind you and you have only a certain amount of episodes to get to. You have a budget. You have a fandom that you need to cater to. And you also have, the advertisers to boot, along with, your own family life and every other things that are going on that we probably don't even know of. So writing is a lot of work. It's very, I can speak for that. It's very complicated. It's not as easy as it sounds. Whether you're an executive producer or not, they have bosses that they need to answer to. And the network has stockholders and advertisers that they need to answer to. So not all the time are things black and white. And we wanted to just say, I do, as producer on for this show and Beyond Arrow, I wanted to say, I'm sorry, Adam. She should not have called you that. And she also said some very inflammatory things that were not true whatsoever, that have no merit. And sometimes, and we know this is a very passionate fan base. The Supernatural family is one of the most passionate fan bases around, but it's one of the things that we love about the fan base. It's 10 years, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of lore, but bottom line, we all love the show, and we're all going to have opinions. We're not always going to agree. We can agree to disagree on stuff, but there's ways to do it, okay? Flat out. Anybody who's going to call somebody an asshole without any merit, or any of the writing staff that's going to, you're going to cause something, you know what, it's going to get you banned. I'm just going to tell you that right now, flat out. I'm a straight shooter, so, and I want to have fun here, so we're going to have some fun tonight. And I know Tony had some words. I know Tori had some words. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, people. Let's have some fun and speculate about these next few episodes and have near heart palpitations.
Yes, that was Very well said, Michelle. And I also want to say I apologize too on behalf of us here for Beyond Supernatural and for Indie Geek too. It was totally unexpected. I'm just speechless. I still am. And I agree. Supernatural has been one of the best shows around, especially for sci-fi, the longest running, and I have total respect for the writers, the producers, you know, I guess the whole corporation that's running behind this, and it was totally uncalled for. I'm embarrassed, but you know, we're here to, you know, repair the damage. So Adam Glass, Robbie Thompson, who I love, the writing's fantastic. Jim Michaels, I apologize.
Yeah. So Tori will be joining us in a little bit. She just sent a note. But Jen, we're going to get into Supernatural. I know that we've talked today, you have been to quite a few cons, you and Miss Tony.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in the Supernatural family.
Okay. I'm a little shy, so.
That's okay.
Anyway, I started watching in season 4. I was actually going through music school at college, and it was my second degree. And so I was studying to be a saxophone major, so I didn't really have enough time for television shows. However, a friend of mine stayed at my house for a week one time, and she had me watch Supernatural with her, and she thought I might like it because I was always into like Ghostbusters and things like that, and Harry Potter and, you know, everything. So she stayed at my house for a week, and we watched. Actually, my very first episode was when Dean died in season 3. So I was like, okay, well, I can't not watch it now. And so then my second episode was when Castiel came, and then I saw Misha Collins, and he quickly became one of my favorite people, and then let's see, and then I just got hooked. So you know how that happens. And so that was like the only show I was really watching in college. And then I found out after I graduated that they did conventions, and the first convention I did was Boston Con, and that was a really small one, which was good because I had never really been to any convention before for anything. So that was my first convention, and I met the actors there and stuff, and I didn't really say 2 words to the actors. I mean, I did a little bit, but I was so shy that I heard, like, I've seen Chad Lindbergh a few times now, and he's just awesome. And I do his eBay stuff all the time, and it's just really fun. And anyways, he's awesome. But I told him during one of our eBay phone calls, I said, I don't know if you remember me, I said, because the first time I saw you, I didn't say anything. And he was like, why? And I said, because you guys were my first, like, celebrities that I've ever met. And, I mean, I met like, Bobby Valentine, who's, like, in baseball and stuff, but, I mean, they didn't mean, you know, like, I never really met TV people before. So, like, you know, and I met musicians before, but that was different because that was my field. So I was nervous as heck, and then I got to meet Misha, and being that he was one of my favorites, I didn't really know what to say to him. And all I said was, did you get my saxophone CD? Because I sent him a CD of mine, and he's like, yes, that was very sweet. So I was just, like, grateful I got to say anything. And our very first picture together, it was, like, just a regular, like, I was standing next to him. And tell me if I'm, like, over-talking or anything. But
not at all.
Okay. Well, so long story short, my very first picture with him, oh sorry, that was my dog Cass, her name's Castiel, we call her Cass. She says hi.
Hello,
I'll try to.
Cass.
Hi, Cass.
She decided to say hello. Anyways, so it went from me just kind of doing, I didn't even hug them back then, I just like had my arm around them, you know, typical picture, to me bringing Serpessence. Do you guys know what Serpessence is?
Yes.
No.
Okay. No? Okay. I'll go get it in a minute or in a few minutes and show you. But basically, it's from Gishwas last year, or was it last year or 2 years ago? Last year, right?
It was last year.
Okay. Yeah, last year. And I had this idea to bring it for our photo op the following convention after the scavenger hunt. I think it was New Jersey Con. And so I brought it for our photo op. And I said to Misha, because I was able to talk to him at this point. So I said to Misha, I said, so what would you like to do in this picture? Like, I was thinking he would be like, let's just hold it, you know. We'll just, like, hold it in front of us or something. But he goes, I'm sorry. He goes, okay, how about I pretend to pour it in your mouth because it's olive oil. But the thing is, like, I emptied it on the airplane, or before the airplane, sorry. I emptied it before the airplane because I didn't want it to explode. So he realized after a minute or so that there was a little bit in there, and he said, why don't I pretend to pour it in your mouth? And I said, okay, I guess. It's just olive oil, right? I mean, it's supposed to be snake oil, but he's like, yeah. So he goes to pour it, and there was more than we thought there was, and it went all over my shirt. It was
Oh
hilarious.
my God.
It was hilarious, and everybody in the photo op room was laughing. And so I went from like just a casual picture in the beginning to that, and so now I think he remembers me, but like it was so fun. And all day he was like, "You're mad at me. You're mad." I'm like, "No, I'm not." I had it in my hair. I had it in my shirt.
Oh my God.
It was hilarious. And like that was his idea too. It's not like I said, hey, let's pour it on me or let's pretend to pour it in my, but I thought he would like, I didn't realize he would like unscrew it. I thought he was just gonna like, you know.
Right?
It was so funny. And that, I swear to God, that was my best photo op moment. And I told him, I said, it just made my weekend. It was so funny. And he thought I was mad at him all weekend. So
Listen, you should have pretended, because don't they give him enough crap? You should have added to that and said, you know what? I am mad at you. I am furious, Lisa.
No, I didn't want to do that. But so that was my favorite con moment.
That's awesome.
I think that is like the biggest highlight. If that happened to me, that would have been the biggest highlight of my life, meeting Misha Collins, you know, again, you know, for photo ops. We've all had tons of photo ops, you know, with Misha, and to have that, Jen, I honor you. That's a highlight. That is a huge highlight.
I mean, you and Chris was laughing. We had to like, and then I found out later, and I felt so bad. I found out later that I got some, well, I didn't actually, Misha did. He got some on his jacket that he was wearing. I saw it in people's photos later, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, whoever that happened to.
That is so awesome.
It is.
Thanks.
It's
That was
huge
mostly
and awesome.
Misha, though.
Aw.
I'm sorry, I'm losing it.
No, that's a funny story. Now, because I've never had a photo op with them, so I haven't been to a con yet. I'm gonna be a conversion when I go, a supernatural conversion when I go. So to hear about these crazy photo ops, that one's one of the best ones I've heard. Have you gone to any of the panels, Jen?
Sorry, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
I usually I don't ask questions because I don't like getting up in front of that many people. I did ask Chad once because I felt comfortable around him and Rick Worthy, but like I'm too nervous to get up in front of people, and I'm afraid that I'm going to forget what I want to say. But I like to watch them though.
They are funny. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them online, and they just crack me up.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the what have been some of your favorites that you've gone to besides the obvious one with Misha with that photo op?
You want me to answer?
Oh yeah, or either you or Tony, whomever. It's open season.
How about you? How about Tony? Since
Okay.
I've been talking for a while.
Okay, which one was my favorite con?
Yes.
I don't know. I've been to 3. NashCon, the second and so-called last one in 2012. I went to NJCon 2013 where I met Jen, and then Houston Con went with Jen just in January of this year. They were all my favorite, but I'm trying to think the top favorite. I would have. It's hard. It's hard. I have too many fun memories. I'm trying to figure out a top one, but oh, you guys put me on the spot. Well, I'll tell you. Okay, here's one. I don't know if it's number one, but my favorite was finally getting to get a picture with Mark Shepard. And I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to use anything because Mark Shepard doesn't favor. He doesn't favor props. He turns them down sometimes. I've seen that he's done them, but most of the time he refuses them. Well, I learned that he plays the drums like I do, so I said I'm just going to give it a try. I bought a drum head and I bought drumsticks. And I walked up to him when it was my turn in the photo op line, and I pulled him out of my pant pocket, and I said, I know you don't do props, but what about these? Well, he had a smile on his face and just snatched the drumsticks off out of my hands, and he started twirling them, and I had to hurry up and pose, but I didn't think to twirl them, but the picture turned out great. It was, excuse my language, it was badass. It was awesome. Thank you, Mark Shepard. So that's one of the best highlights.
I've seen that picture. That was a really cool picture. One of these days we'll have to have Tony share it, but it's a great picture of her and Mark Shepard. I think that's a great picture.
Thank you. Yeah.
What was I gonna? I was gonna ask you something, Tony, and I totally forgot. It's kind of related. It's fun related. You've taken a lot of photo ops too. What are, besides the Mark Shepard one? Was that one of your favorite photo ops, or have there been others?
Well, if you can see while I'm talking, my little icon there, that's my favorite sandwich pose with the boys.
Oh.
And they're so nice, man. I don't know how they do this. Photo op after photo op, city after city, while filming. They're incredible. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for the show. I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for how nice they are, and they're just awesome.
Yeah, I'm always floored by them.
I love how they like to smile in pictures, you know? They're so happy all the time. It's awesome.
Yeah. They always, for the cons that I look at, they always seem like they're in good spirits, and I was always floored. Like, I didn't realize especially for me, over the last couple of years, you guys, that they did this, like, while they were literally filming. And I'm like, when do they see their families? You know, they're both husbands now. They both are fathers. And they're so awesome with people. It's just really cool.
Yeah. I think their schedule for being on I guess, just the one day, like most of them are on Sundays. I think that works out for them, but granted, they're away all day from everything between filming and their families. You know, God bless them. You know, but they love what they're doing. That's why they do it, and they, you know, we're the reason that they're still doing this.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I know I see Jen's got her always keep fighting shirt on, Miss Thing.
Yes.
Are you going to be, we are doing a giveaway. We're going to be doing we have 2 giveaways that we're doing. And I'll post that in your group, and we're also posting it in Indie Geek also. But we are doing some giveaways for the Jensen and Jared Moose and Squirrel shirt and stuff. So it's either you have that, you have your shirt. Are you doing the Moose and Squirrel Represent campaign?
Well, I want to, but I feel like I've been spending lots of money lately, so probably not that one, because I also bought Mark Shepard's shirt. I bought this shirt, Mark Shepard's, and then I signed up for Gishwas and stuff, so I'm taking a little breather until the convention in July. But I do want to support that, though. But so I keep like sharing it, or I keep telling people to, you know, if they can. But it's a really good cause. I mean, it is. Oh, and also the other thing I did was the Rich and Rob thing too.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, I need to save some money now. You know, but it's a good cause though, and I love supporting the guys and what they do. Jared and Jensen are amazing, and well, all the actors are.
Yeah.
But
yeah, all of them are.
Yeah.
So you
I never
Gish
met.
Wishes.
Huh?
You're doing Gish Wishes?
Yeah, Tony and I are on a team together.
Yes. Oh, Jen, are we allowed to announce what our team name is, or do we have to wait?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's.
I would.
Then we won't go there. We'll announce it when it's time, because our shows here are going to be every week. So.
I mean, I think it's okay, but just in case, I would say let's have.
We're just on the team. Period. Yeah, we're doing Gishwish.
Yes. I'm not doing Gish Wishes, but Tony and Jen are doing Gish Wishes. So actually, if Tony wants to, I say, you know what, Tony should kind of do like a little mini diary thing of how it's going with Gish Wishes.
Okay. Yeah.
And I keep saying,
Sorry. Cass.
I guess Cass agrees, right? Yeah, don't feel bad. At least it's not like a wolf howling in the background like my bellow last night.
Oh my God. Precious.
I had her toy because she's been trying to play with me, and I had her toy, and so I threw it to her so she'd stop barking.
So I can't wait to hear about Gish Wishes. You guys, you still have a few weeks to go on to gishwishes.com to register. I saw Misha was following people. I don't know if that stopped, because according to his Facebook video, he's been inundated with DMs, and poor Misha, he doesn't know how to respond. He's getting all these notifications, and I feel like saying, Misha, stop the notifications on your phone, because that they will go away if you do that. Poor Misha. I'm going to give him a virtual hug.
Aw.
I was like, oh, Misha.
He's just too popular.
I know. Mr. Popularity.
Well, he did get, oh my gosh, my mind just went completely blank. That award he got. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I was at Disney today.
Oh, that's okay.
He won the People's Choice. That's what I was thinking of.
Yes, he did.
That was totally epic. I just have to say, first off, before that whole thing, you know how they do it on the PCAs where the fans type in or write in who they want, like, as favorite actors and stuff. You know, okay, we obviously know the 2 guys from Vampire Diaries was on there. And, of course, our boys, Jared and Jensen, Stephen Amell, and I can't remember who the other person was. Well, Misha was not on that list. But then once the voting started, there was a writing, and all the Misha Collins fans, including myself, voted for him. He knocked Stephen Amell out.
He got Jensen out.
I was impressed. I was so impressed. And, of course, I did vote for Misha like crazy, and I did vote for the boys for the other categories according to what they asked us how to vote. And, I mean, I'm very happy for Misha. You know, he deserved it, but I think the boys should have gotten the other two, too. That's just my opinion. But congratulations. Late congratulations, Misha.
Yay! Awesome. Congrats, Misha! I voted for Misha, too.
He deserved it. He totally deserved it.
I was so happy for him.
Oh, me too! I was like, oh my God, he beat Jensen. Jensen's gonna give him, she's gonna give him a bunch of shit in a good way. Because he finally beat Jensen at something. But I voted for Misha. Yay! I can't believe he passed Jensen and Amell. That was just
right.
I was like, damn.
It's epic. It's epic.
That was really epic. So good for Misha and his newfound popularity through his DMs and the People's Choice Award. But like Tony said, I agree. The other guy, the boy should have won the other two awards that they were nominated.
Oh yeah,
but there's always next year.
What did end up winning? I forget.
You
remember?
The Vampire Diaries.
The Vampire Diaries won one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make that. But I'm surprised.
And they also won the best sci-fi. Yeah, best sci-fi.
Well, they have a lot of fans too, so.
They do. They do.
They do. I'm still with Jensen. At the end of their series, have the boys take out the Vampire Diaries and a crossover, the epic crossover.
There you go.
Like, yes, the boys are back, and with the boys back in town coming, the boys are back in town. Stop. Bye, exactly. Ian. Bye, Paul Wesley. And I'm joking, everybody. I like Ian and Paul.
I tried watching that show. I could not get into the Vampire Diaries, and honestly, I watched it when Sebastian Roche was on it. Because I love Sebastian too. Anybody from SPN, I'm whatever they're on another show, I'm watching it. I watch it. You know.
He's in the originals now, right?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Is he in the originals?
He was, and they killed him off on there too. I watched him on there too. Well, I watched the originals. I've been watching it. I think that's a cool show.
Yeah.
And then. Now or still is, I'm not sure, he's on Once Upon a Time.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
They need to bring him back on SPN.
I know, and I hope he's back on Once, because he was amazing as King Stefan. Like, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I saw the episode where he was Stefan.
Yeah, I'm a big Disney nerd, so.
I was gonna say what are some of your other favorite shows? But you mentioned Once Upon a Time is one, and
I gotta be honest, I don't watch a lot of TV, so it was amazing that I even got into Supernatural when I did, because I practice my saxophone a lot when I'm like not working and stuff. But anyways, but I do watch Supernatural, Once Upon a Time. I was into Glee like up until this last season. I don't want to say anything, but I was into Glee until the very last season. But I did watch it though. It wasn't my favorite season, but I watched it because I wanted to support the show, and I just love the actors and actresses on that show. They're amazing singers, and they have amazing talent. So I guess, Doctor Who. I guess I watch some TV, just not like a lot, I guess. But those are my favorites, though. I like those shows.
Nice. I want to ask you, because we've talked about this season quite a bit. Last night we went over 2 episodes. And what do you think overall about this season so far?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Season 10 is, I mean, I keep saying this every season, but it's one of my favorite seasons. And I love Charlie. I'm so glad she is on. That episode with her was amazing. And I just love that she's a hunter now. I think it's awesome. So I think that's really cool. I'm really, really scared about Cass and Crowley about what might happen to them in the finale. I'm not going to lie. So I hope for my birthday present they both live and everything's good. But seriously, like, I'm loving Charlie, loving her with the boys, because it's like they have a sister now, you know. What else was I going to say? This last episode was just awesome.
Yeah.
I love Rowena. She's amazing. Amazing actress also. Yeah, I mean, the Mark Blade story is just awesome too. It's just, the writers are just doing so awesome. And sorry, I just got nervous for a second.
No, you're doing fine. You're doing great.
Thank you. Anyway, I'm just loving it. I really am, and I loved season 9, loving season 10. So, you know, like Jared said, here's to another 20 years, or no, 10 years. He said. But, you know,
Oh, make it 20. No, I'm
Make
kidding.
it 20.
I'll be like 60 or 70 by then.
You. I will be too.
Turning 38 in like 3 weeks. So.
Well, hey, look at Dallas. I mean, and, you know, bless his heart, Larry Hagman came back for the reprise of Dallas, and
And turn on the light.
Yeah.
that was cool. Did you see that, Michelle?
Yes, I was a huge Dallas Reboot fan. That was great. It was, you know,
Yeah.
seeing him and Patrick Duffy. I thought we would only get a couple of episodes with them as cameos, but they were on as series regulars, and it was great. And Linda Gray, it kind of, I'm like, this is my childhood all over again.
Phenomenal. And Mitch Pileggi,
Yes.
and the girl that plays his daughter was on one of the episodes of Supernatural. I'm sorry.
Yes, she was.
And John Ross did something film-wise with Jensen Ackles, and they are friends.
Yes, Josh Henderson. He's a great guy. I've talked to him a couple of times on social media. Really nice guy, Josh is.
Yes, he's a cutie. He's cool.
Yeah, he's a really sweet. Josh Henderson is just a sweetheart.
Mhm.
And I'm bummed that they didn't even at least bring it to Netflix. That because you know, Jesse, I think at the end of the last episode ended on a cliffhanger. And I'm like, at least let them finish on Netflix or something. But I guess they didn't get the support on that. And
Yeah, that's really odd. I mean, I thought the ratings skyrocketed, and well, plus, you know what? The fans were older. Like the first Dallas, there were older fans. We don't know if they were around. You know, my mom was a fan. She watched it every day or every time it was on. That could be a factor. You would think that it would have stayed long because, you know, Josh Henderson, Jesse Metcalf was that. Yeah, those guys are popular. I mean, you know, for the teenage age, you'd think that show would be, you know, sticking around. Oh, and Elena, but I can't remember her name. She's
Jordana
on
Brewster?
Fast and Furious. Elena, Jesse's love interest.
Jordana Brewster from Fast and the Furious films.
Yes. But well, I mean, that was a great show. It was a great comeback show, and I was amazed at how Larry Hagman said something to the crew. He knew something was wrong. I mean, everybody knew he was sick.
Yeah.
And they immediately worked on killing him off. That was his request, and they did a good job with that.
That was absolutely, even I thought, as you did, I thought that was one of the best. Now that we know that, you know, he made the request to the writing and producing staff,
Mhm.
that was one of the best. How they did that was one of the best written things that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Even down to the special effects on, because I know that they were gonna, of course, we knew that they were gonna kill him off. But how they did, Josh made mention of this too when he was live tweeting one night, and I think he did in interviews also, especially that last part. That was he was too sick to come to the set, so what they did is they pre-recorded a lot of his dialogue.
Yeah.
So that last interaction between him and I think Josh Henderson over the phone,
Yes.
that was beautiful.
Yes, the writers did a great job. I mean, well, yeah, they did, but you know, it's all JR, you know, and how they did it to kill him off, that whole plot.
JR's final plan.
That's JR crazy. It was crazy. That was cool.
I call it JR's final plan, as I think Patrick Duffy calls it that too.
Yes, yeah, he said, yeah. JR still controls things even in the afterlife.
Yep. He's king. And I see Tori Rush has joined us. Hello, Tori Rush.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
We're going good.
Sorry I'm late.
That's all right.
Where are we at? What are we talking about?
We are talking right now. We're talking Dallas.
I liked it.
Well, it sort of relates to it because Mitch Pileggi, who was on Supernatural as the boy's grandfather, and then he ended up going on Dallas and had a season regular role on there.
Oh,
so
kind of like the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game we're playing, huh?
Yes. We keep saying that. You know what? We keep saying this, that we should do a 6 Degrees of like Supernatural.
Yes.
We need to do that. Because, yeah, Mitch Pileggi, and that's how we got on that, like Tony said, because Mitch Pileggi was on Supernatural and he was in Dallas. And Mitch Pileggi's daughter, who is in Dallas, also was in Supernatural.
Weird.
So it's crazy.
We could
But
probably get at least an hour show out of that alone.
Oh, I agree. I think we can get a 90-minute show out of that. There's 11 years worth of history.
Oh gosh, there's 11 now? I gotta catch up, man.
I was going to say, we're going to get you, girlfriend, we're going to get you up to speed.
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
Season 1 started over again on TNT.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it did.
I saw that. I was like, should I? No.
I almost messaged you or called you and said, you know what, I wonder, Tori, maybe you want to look at the pilot? Because we can go over this for the Supernatural Rewind.
Well, actually, I have Netflix, so I'll catch it on there.
Okay, yeah.
I have to start it. I've been binge watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia lately. If you've ever seen that show, I think it's hilarious. But I can't stop watching it. But I will definitely turn it on. I will definitely switch my gears and take this a little seriouser. I'm sorry.
You're doing just fine. We all have lives. We understand.
Yeah.
Now, if you would talk to me like that about The Walking Dead, I'd be like, shh, I'm not your friend anymore.
I understand that. I
do too.
And as you, Tori, where I'm trying to catch up with The Walking Dead as you are trying to catch up with Supernatural.
Okay.
So I
we
totally
can
understand
each other. We can learn from each other.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said I wanted to bring you on, Tori, because you know what? I thought, you know what? This could be a great, it's great because this is a huge lore, and they've been on for so long. So you can, you're like an outsider looking in as we talk about.
Yeah, I'm definitely untapped territory because I don't have any bias or you know, I'm a complete clean slate. You guys can mold me how you want me.
Are you a Dean girl? Are you a Sam girl? Or are you for the brothers?
I'll be able to answer that soon enough.
Yup.
Don't forget Cass. Are you a Cass girl?
There you go. And there are some Crowley girls too.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Jen's like, yeah, I forgot. That's why I specifically mentioned you, Miss Jennifer. Hello.
My profile picture is my two favorite characters besides Sam and Dean. So Nisha and Mark are my other obvious. I just love everybody on the show. So you know,
We live and worship for our King of Hell.
Yes. And pray that they don't kill. And I'm doing the cross. Pray that they do not kill him off.
I know. I'll cry any of them. I'm gonna cry either way.
We should talk about this because I want to hear Jen's point of view on this. And mainly because Tony, we were talking earlier about going back a couple of other episodes, specifically with the Mark of Cain when Cain came back, played wonderfully by Timothy. It was great to see him return, and you know pretty much the conversation that he had with Dean. See, and Dean was holding something back, and I wanted to discuss that a little bit last night's episode that we had. Dean is not telling either Sam or Cass what Cain told him what would happen to him ultimately. So Dean is also holding back. He's also keeping secrets.
Oh yeah. I know where you're going with this. Do you mind if I?
Yep, go right ahead. I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, and that's very interesting. But as we were trying to explain this last night, that happens in families in reality. Okay, especially with siblings. And in support of the writers, I understand where they're going with this with the brothers, especially with the Cain and Abel thing. It's so related because of the Mark of Cain. With the lying and betrayal, in my opinion, again, is it related to Cain and Abel? I believe the writers are trying to elaborate the Cain and Abel history / story through the boys. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I know the fans don't like the fact that maybe, I don't know, I don't want to put words in the fans' mouth. There may be some opinions being stated that they don't like how the boys are falling apart again because of the lies, but the writers are just following the Cain and Abel story. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, that's just my opinion, but that's where I'm seeing where they're going with this.
That's a good point. Jen, what do you make of that?
Well, I love the storyline. I actually relate, and I don't want to say too much, but my own brother and I have issues sometimes. But anyways, so yeah, I think it is normal, you know, and I agree with Tony on that. Like I said, I mean, I'm terrified of something happening to Crowley and Cass. So, but yeah, I feel like, yeah, they're both hiding, you know, stuff from each other. Like Dean now doesn't know that Sam's, you know, making a deal to kill Crowley. So, you know, and you can tell Dean still kind of likes Crowley. So, you know, I mean, it's kind of, if Sam does something, I think Dean's going to be pretty upset about it. You know, but I mean, I like where it's going, but I'm also terrified, just because I don't want anybody to die. But it's supernatural, so you know, especially right the day before my birthday. I know. But this is me every year because the finale is always like right on my birthday. So, but anyways, but yeah, I love where they're going with it because it is a true story in lots of families, and you know, since we're on the air, I'm not going to go into what's going on in mine, but you know, I could relate to it a lot. So you know, but yeah.
Yeah, I totally do. I can totally get that because I'm a sibling too. And like you both said, brothers and sisters always have this on and off, back and forth, going on.
My sister
And
and I hate each other. We don't get along at all.
oh, really?
Yeah, we don't like each other at all. And it's just
Oh,
gotten
wow.
worse as we gotten older. Isn't that horrible? Like, I wish I could have like a sort of relationship with somebody, but hey, it is what it is. But so I can totally relate about not getting along with family members. My family's all crazy.
I have an older.
You never say never. Maybe one day, but I get where you're. Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah, I get it too. I have an older half brother. My dad was married before, and we don't talk. I mean, we're just estranged. Period. So I get it.
My family is. Did you guys ever see the show Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yeah.
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 That is my family.
Oh,
My family's
that's
Italian
awesome.
and proud, and we argue about everything, but I love them all. So it's.
That's a good way. You know what, Jen? That's a good way of putting it. And I would probably put my family in that category. We're a little crazy, but ultimately we love one another. And I think for me, I think the reason why the boys go around are doing this is because ultimately they do love one another. And I think they can't tell each other what's going on because they know, and we've seen in the past when they have tried to talk to one another, it always ends up bad. And I think that they're trying to avoid that if at all possible. But we know, and I'm sure it's somewhere down the line and it's coming, there will be some kind of a confrontation with the boys. You know, there's going to be that happening.
If there wasn't, I mean, what brother and sister or brother duo do you know that gets along all the time? It's like best friends,
Right.
you know? Like, everybody's going to fight eventually.
Oh yeah. Even identical twins. I mean, they have different personalities. They don't even get along. Heck, they don't even have the same fingerprinting DNA. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think and that kind of goes to where the Werther Project was this week. I think Dean has an inkling that Sam is up to something, that he's not being totally honest about something. For him, all of a sudden, to pop in that car, I laughed. I'm like, Sam, your gig is up. He's like so on to you. He knows something. He may not know what exactly it is, but that's just Dean for you.
Well, he can sense that book real good, so he's probably sensing that and is not putting two and two together yet. He is, but he's not.
Right. Yeah, I never thought of that too, because the book is still around, and that book has got to be calling to him still.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, Tony. Rock on. That's good. Yeah. I keep forgetting that the Mark keeps calling. You know, the Mark is definitely calling to him because Sam didn't bring the book. Oh, and this is what I meant to say last night, and I want to just ask you guys a question about this. Being that the boys are very tech savvy. Sam, major hot nerd. Let's just be honest. He's a hot nerd. We've seen the boys take pictures of pages, like of things.
Yeah.
And from books, and then scan it in. Both him and Dean. Why didn't Sam, even though that book is calling to Dean, why didn't he take pictures of that? On his phone or something, and then just bring it to the bunker and scan it in. Writers, yoo-hoo, can I just ask that question?
I want to say, well, timing was of essence. If I recall correctly, I know they were trying to take care of it right away, and here Dean ended up running into the Stein family. Yeah. Correct. But can I say this? Because we talked about it.
Yeah.
About Sam. I think he's drawn to the book too. I have a feeling that book may have awakened something in him that's been dormant since he got out of hell.
I agree. I agree with you. Jen, what are your thoughts on that?
Actually, I agree with what Tony said. And it kind of scares me a little bit because I love Sam, you know.
I know. I'm scared too.
But Jared plays Dark Sam so well. I mean, he's just. I mean, I love each and every Sam that Jared has done, including the Angel. And he's just done an amazing job. But I'm kind of thinking. I mean, it definitely seems like Sam is going on a dark path now to save his brother again. You know, and of course, you know, the last episode that was. You know, with the suicide thing and stuff. I'm glad, thankfully, that didn't happen. But anyway, I think Jared is going in that direction, maybe with him. I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. We did talk about that. We definitely did talk about that, and I do think that the book was calling to him too. I agree with you. You both. And Tori, to kind of give you a primer as the outsider looking in, and we'll do a rewind on this too.
Okay.
Sam is addicted to demon blood. He had to kill Lilith. And in order for him to do that, he had to align himself with the demon, Ruby. Well, he aligned himself with the demon, Ruby, who said that she was with Lilith, siding with Lilith, to make a long story short. But in order for him to defeat Lilith, he had to drink this demon blood in order to do it. And he's already been cursed. So this is a part of also too with Sam why he internalizes everything, because he does not think that he is a normal human being. You know, so I think that he internalizes everything. So he gets addicted to this demon blood.
Okay.
So it's been dormant now, so I think it's awakened too. And I think, like they said, we're going to see him go into a dark path. I see him aligning with Rowena.
Okay.
The other thing that I'm concerned about is Cass, because, yeah, he's got his mojo back, but as we tried to talk about last night, how, you know, you saw the wings coming, but they fell apart. He's not in full mojo yet. And if and when this war may happen between Sam and Dean, I'm afraid Cass isn't going to be able to intervene or help as he would like to, because we talked about this because of Metatron, what he did, because of that spell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. I remember you guys talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think? I don't know what would. I guess it all depends about, you know, if Metatron, you know, compromises, but I doubt it. I think he's just going to keep riddling his way until the very end, until it's too late.
Yeah.
She heard her name, and this is what she did.
Cass! Hi, Cass!
Hello, Cass!
I miss you! I'll see you again, sweetie.
Her name's Cass, so every time you guys say Cass, she like comes up here.
She's like,
I'm gonna have to let her out soon, I think.
Okay.
Just say you gotta go. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably get going, but this was really fun. I would love to try it again sometime.
It's nice having you on. We'll talk more.
I'm glad you were on, Jen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. That was really fun, and I'll watch the rest of what you say later.
Okay.
So.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
If you're back early enough and you're still on, I'll click back on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. See you later.
Bye, Jen. Thanks again.
You're welcome. I was sorry. I'm used to Skype. I was trying to figure out how to hang up. Okay. Thanks. Bye.
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 And Jen's gone. She was great. She was talking about cons and everything, and great time.
Mhm.
She's sweet.
Cool lady. We'll have her back on for sure. Um,
Yeah.
I think with Metatron, what's bugging me, and we touched upon it a little bit, was
I'm going
that
to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right.
We can talk. That demon tablet. Was that the demon tablet that Kevin hid? Or is this a new demon tablet?
You know what? I have to rewatch it. I think I'm trying to think. How did he get a hold of that demon tablet? Was that in that library? Is that where he
Yes.
obtained it?
Yep.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was getting any power or mojo from that. He would have to be with the angel tablet like Cass did.
Yeah, I don't think he got his mojo from that. And I don't know if anyone's brought this up, even though he lost his mojo, did Metatron, because he's so slick, did he really lose all of his mojo? For him to do that spell on Cass.
That's a good question, yeah, because he did have godlike powers.
Yes. He was a bit different from all of them. Everyone remember that. So
Oh.
we'll find out soon enough because he's so slick.
Yeah. I'm a huge Cass girl fan, so I just I don't want to see him go.
Oh, me either. I'm a huge Cass fan too. I especially have loved him especially closer to the last couple of seasons, and especially the last several episodes, because he's gone full circle. You know, we've seen
he's a new, he's like can I say this, an angel version of Dean? I mean, he's pulling on full-on Deans, man. I mean, especially with punching Metatron in the face in the car. That's epic. It's total Dean. The quotes that he would say, like what he said to Naomi, "Bite me,"
right.
And then the other quote, "Stow your crap." I mean, he has a good teacher. Dean's
I know.
Teacher.
We should do like the best lines of Cass, because he's had some great ones. Stow your crap is one. And can I kill him now?
Did I kill him now? Yes, with that voice. Oh, and how about he introduced us to Ass Butt? That was awesome.
That was awesome. And what did he say to? I'm gonna kick your freaking ass. When Sam shot Metatron in the leg, he goes, I'm gonna kick your freaking ass. It's like, yes, Cass. Here we go. Yeah, he's become more like his BFF.
Yeah, I just wonder, I'm hoping they'll come up with more creative comedic lines for him now that Metatron infused his brain with all the movie lines and books, quotes, and everything. But I really thought it's cute and innocent when Dean would say like a Star Wars reference or something, and Cass would say, "I don't understand that reference."
Yes. Or remember the one with the Looney Tunes with Hunter? We were talking about Hunter Harai earlier today. And,
yes.
And with the Looney Tunes, when they were talking about the Looney Tunes, Cass is like, what is that? It seems like you would say loony. And Dean is like, when they see the anvil go on the guy, it's like flat. He's like, this would be loony. And then, I'm going to be a hunter. The look on Sam's face was like, no, gay. The smirk was like everything. I'm like, Jared Padalecki can, and it's Jensen. Really? Jensen can give like the best facials probably of anyone on network television. The best.
And I loved it because I'm Italian, and Dean said something, I forgot what it was, and you know, he used the word capiche, and Misha's like, yeah, I capiche, and I was just like, great. Bring in Italian.
That was so cute.
Cute. It was very cute. But I
It was
didn't
cute.
care for Sam pushing Cass out of the way when he was trying to sit in the front seat. Remember that?
Oh my God! Yes. I think that was in Hunter right too. Cass is like, Dean's like, you're not gonna go off and fly away. You're gonna get in this car, and he's like, do you mind if I sit in the? Do you mind if I sit shotgun? They both go, no. Sam's like, no. I was like, oh my God.
Cass.
I'm like, poor Cass. He can't even fly. And I like when Dean goes, go and do your, that's in the same episode too. Recommended episode, Hunter Hurai from like season 8. That's like the best, that's like one of the best cast episodes ever. And Mike Farrell from MASH, if anybody's not familiar with that, is in that.
I love MASH.
Yep. Mike Farrell from MASH is in that.
Oh wow.
He plays an old friend of John Winchester's.
And he was on Providence too. Do you remember that? It was short-lived on NBC.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Melina Kakaderis or whatever her name is. She was on CSI New York.
Yep.
Was it?
Yep.
Sorry.
Wasn't he
I
her father in
sneezed and now
Providence?
my nose is all runny, so if I'm sniffly, I'm sorry. It's allergies.
No, that's
okay. It's allergy season.
It is.
It's like yellow outside.
Oh, I know. I was out there today, and I was like, ooh,
Whatever tree does that is awful.
I don't know.
Sorry to change the subject.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's all right. But yeah, that's a recommended one to watch, and just for the one-liners and like Dean saying to Cass, go and make yourself disappear. And all of a sudden he's gone. But did you see the gag reel with that? Misha.
I didn't get to see yet, but you can tell me.
In the gag reel, when they say go and make yourself disappear, Misha went literally down on the floor. You hear this thud, and he literally how he disappears.
Oh,
he like makes himself like flat on the ground. The camera goes on Misha, and he's like, "Am I low enough?" And Jared's looking at him like, "Oh my God, this is what I gotta work with every day."
Now I got to see that.
Yeah, I recommend that. That's one of the best season gag reels that I've ever seen, and that also has the one with Ostrich was talking about some of the stuff, but that full one didn't air. But it was with the shorts. It was with the one with Short Round is in it that I was telling you about, and among other stuff. That's one of the best gag reels for the series that I've ever seen in my life. How that show gets made, I don't know, because bless their hearts, it shows that they love the show and they love the fans, because that was just epic with Misha just literally going boom, and you hear this, I'm like, what is that? I was like, what is that? And then you see Misha, he's like literally like flat on the ground, he's like, and I love enough. And that was, and I love enough. Oh God. I'm like, Misha, this is why they make fun of you. This is why they give you the crap that they give you. But to go back, so what we were talking about with the dynamic of the brothers and stuff. Yeah, I get why they go back and forth, and to go back to what we were saying about Charlie and the conversation with Sam. I really think that Sam, at this point in time in his life, is content. That was my take on it last night. I think he's really content with what happened, what he's been through, and it's good to hear his point of view. I think it's hard. It's more difficult to tell Dean that type of thing.
I mean, I know when we were trying to discuss this last night. It's kind of like 50-50, like Sam should not have said anything to Charlie, but I feel like I think it was okay.
Mhm.
I had to sleep on this, and I think he was okay. I think he's fine telling Charlie because, she's kind of like their sister now. She knows the history of what's going on. Heck, they're training her, and she's helping them out. Almost got killed in another country and getting back here just to get them the Book of the Damned, It's like, Sam got somebody to talk to about it. Because, we were discussing this today. I think Sam is afraid to even talk to Dean about it. Number one, Dean's not himself. He's not 100%. It's not going to be a brotherly conversation. It's going to end up being an explosion. I think, in his mind, he thinks it would be like another blowout.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
No, I agree 100% with that, because anytime, it's to the point now with any time that Sam even mentions the mark at this point, it is a argument. And we saw it for the Werther Project where, and I don't care, part of me thinks he was feeding the mark with those 6 vampires. Yeah, we've seen Dean kill vamps before, but there was a lot of, and I've noticed this too with Dean this year, he's doing it with, he's enjoying it too much. So, like, he's getting a thrill out of it. And at that Last Supper, I call it the Last Supper, where they're all eating pizza. Again, Dean is a burgers guy. Now, he's into all junk food. He's the junk food. He's the ultimate junk food junkie. But he's consuming a lot of pizza. There's also a pizza in an upcoming episode that I saw online.
Yeah, and we were discussing, or it was brought up last night. Dean was very jovial. We were talking about that.
Too jovial.
I think the reason why he was like that, I mean, the Mark Cain was happy that he's getting his pizza, and that I guess they thought they had, victory against the Steins, thinking that the Book of the Damned is gone, and they took care of the Stein family. Well, 2 of the members, or 3, how many there were, and yeah, they're having their last supper, and he thinks everything is hunky dory. Right.
I think he's content with it, and he was almost too happy.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of, and I totally, looking back at it and thinking on it a little bit, it kind of is a little disconcerting to me how happy he was. And Dean, the old Dean, would be like, yeah, we lost the battle, okay, let's try to go ahead, forge ahead, and relax a little bit, but he would not be that jovial. He was like laughing hysterically. And we have another guest making an appearance. But he was almost too jovial, and I understand why Sam was so cautious. But again, I think, and that adds to the point, Sam, anytime Sam gets too cautious, is another source of worry.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, because Sam, when Demon Blood, and we've talked about this before in previous conversations, one of the first things that happens with Sam, I notice with the Demon Blood stuff, is that he worries and he gets almost I don't want to say paranoid, but he starts to overthink things and starts to act on that.
This is Dean you're talking about, right?
Yup, that scene where we talked about,
well,
right?
Yeah, he's got that shoot now, ask questions later personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whereas anytime that he's doing that, I'm like, there's a source of worry for me, and I'm like, and that's why I was like, the demon blood. I'm like, I bet money the demon blood's coming back. It's coming back to haunt him, and this is not a good thing. You know, so, and he starts to, and when he gets dark, he gets really dark. And the writers, didn't they say he's gonna, Jeremy Carver? I should probably find the comments that he made. He's supposed to get even darker than this. So I think we're on to something that we may be seeing Demon Sam.
Yeah. But we also, you know, like in Humanity, though, sorry, I got distracted. There's always that dark side of us. You know, we've seen that with Charlie when her id side, you know, came out. Sam's just a unique situation, let's put it that way. His situation is unique, and he's going to be darker, like what you said.
Yeah, I think that he's going to be way darker. And, you know, and that may be, too, because now what could be even worse now, Sam, where he was dark previously when he aligned himself with Ruby, this would be even a scarier situation, only because of how much more knowledge Sam has. Sam now can do, I mean, he could do spells before. Sam, as we've seen, can reverse demons from, you know, he can do reverse demon exorcisms. He can do all kinds of different things. He and Dean both can now, much more than they could before. And what's even scarier is he's totally a man of letters. You know, he has that whole legacy, all that knowledge at his fingertips. That's a scary situation. Yeah. That's a cause for concern.
Oh, my boyfriend just showed up. I hear him downstairs. All right. Sorry, guys. I gotta get out, but I'll see you guys soon. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Tori.
Thanks.
Bye, Tori.
Sorry, audience, about that lady last night. She was mean. All right. I said my piece.
Bye.
Bye.
It's just you and me. It's just us.
It's just us.
We can really talk supernatural now.
Yes, we can. I do want to say, because this is live, and you know how you were saying we should come up with like the 6 degrees of supernatural, the best lines of Castiel, the best, and I just thought of something, the best lines of supernatural. Well, I'm going to put one up. I'm going to say one right now for example. The part that I love, because I love Meg. I forgot her real name.
Rachel Miner.
Rachel Miner.
Too.
The part when it was, what is it? Goodbye Stranger, that episode when that was her last episode.
Oh, that's right. When she had the blonde hair?
Yeah, and my favorite parts were when they brought up about the pizza man, and Cass said, yeah, I remember that, and talking about, like, we're going to shake up the furniture. Loved it. Like, it took him, that's the part I love. It took him minutes to figure what she was talking about. And then that's when they switched over to Sam and Dean goes, so what do you think? Can we trust Meg Stiel? I love that.
Yes.
I love the Meg Stiel thing.
I will say one of my favorite lines is from the 200th episode of Supernatural, where they were talking about Destiel, and
Sam was trying to say, so is there like a Sam Stiel? And Dean's like, forget it.
It's like, is there a Sam Stiel, Destiel? What is this Sam Stiel? Dean's like, shut up. I was like, oh, they get the shipping. They're totally into it. And that was what, and I want to say kudos to the writers for that, because they clearly do they clearly are tapping. And, you know, there's only so much that they can do within a certain amount of time, within an hour time frame, and try to cater into all these age groups. So
yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, I was saying why I'm presenting this. If anyone wants to chime in, like tweet on the Indie Geek, you know, what are your favorite lines from any character or from the show?
Yeah.
It could be Bobby's, like, you know, idiot, balls, you know.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite lines? And make sure if you're going to tweet it at the Indie Geek, hashtag it with Beyond Supernatural, and tell us your favorite lines. Like Tony says, is it balls? Is it idiot? Is it bitch? Is it jerk? Yeah, that's another one. Those are great lines.
Is it the Pizza Man?
Pizza Man. Dean quoting anything from like Game of Thrones. Oh, that whole Braveheart thing at like LARP in the
Oh, that was awesome. I loved it.
That's great. And Charlie, my favorite Charlie line. What's up, bitches?
Sayonara, bitches.
Sayonara, bitches. And Garth. I love Garth. I miss Garth. I miss DJ Qualls.
Yeah. I love him. I met DJ Qualls in at the New Jersey Supernatural Con, and everybody, you know what? The whole thing, because of what he'd love to do, was hugs. So, including myself, everyone went up to him for the photo ops and just said, "Can I have a hug?" And you know, and he said, "Yes, of course." And he even brought, gosh, I forgot the puppet's name. Remember the puppet?
Yeah, the sock puppet that he had.
He brought it, and he had it. And if you wanted that in the picture, you had to ask him, you know, for it. And you had to make it real quick, you know, to tell him how to pose it and everything. I wanted to, but I didn't do it. But everyone acquainted with him, Garth, and the hugs. So a lot of photo ops was hugs with him, and I got a hug with him. And I said, I want a photo. I want the photo of us hugging, but I said, "Can I please give you a hug right now?" He's like, "Let's do it with the photo." And he said, "I'll give you another one afterwards." And he did. He's so cute. He's just, I miss him.
And I will say too, it was cool to see Ty Olsson back. Even if it was in a
character in real life. That's all. He's fun.
He seems like he's fun. I was listening to him. I was looking at a con on video, and I was looking at one of his panels he did with Ostrich, and they were talking about the whole, unfortunately, last year with Jared with his shoulder. Everybody knows what happened by now with Jared with his shoulder. And Ty was so funny. And they were like, he goes, "We were at first, we didn't realize that what had happened to Jared." He goes, and we were like all cheering him on. We were all like cheering Ostrich on, like, yes, yes. Because it was payback for all the crap that Jared has given him over the years. And then they realized that he was hurt, and they were like, oh.
Can you believe that Ostrich was the one that broke his shoulder? Of all people. You do not mess with Ostrich Chow.
Master Chow, as they call him, the Godfather. You see the muscles on him? I would not screw up with Ostrich.
Well, there was a movie that he was in. I happened to run into it. I think it was on TNT. I think it was filmed because remember when he got kidnapped before? It was when he had the longer hair.
Right.
And I think he filmed the movie sometime, I guess, in the break of the show, Supernatural.
Okay.
I can't remember what movie it was, but that's when he got the shorter haircut. And he was in this movie where he was wearing like the, what do you call that? That drapes around them like a sheath.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Little guy got some muscles.
He does have muscles. I saw one thing where he and Jared were it was during a con. I don't know if it was during a Ty in our strict panel, another one. Literally, and it just shows you, I'm like, well, shoot. I'm like, Dad, both he and Jared are strong. He literally walks up to Jared, and at the end of it, Jared picked him up and lifted him up with one arm. I was like, what the hell is this? And then you hear about the broken shoulder like maybe months after that. And I'm like, y'all are children. And like Jen said, like, you know, I'm referring to Jared's wife, Jen. Y'all are 8 years old. 8 years old. We're, you know, this is our fandom. This is the kings of our fandom. They're like 8.
They're children.
They're children. We are working. Our fandom is they're big children. Misha is 40, going on maybe at this point 8, 10. I was gonna say 8, but good, we'll be nice and say 10. Jensen, he's on an 8. I will say an 8. Jared's like, I don't know, 7. Oh my gosh, is that Bello?
That's Bello putting his 2 cents in. Come here, honey. Oh, I want everyone to see him. I mean, everyone's seeing Bella May right now.
Yeah.
This is Bella May.
Hello,
Kitty.
Bella.
Since we're talking about Supernatural, the fur babies watch it with me. I'm sure Bella understands it. I don't think Bella May understands it, but they watch it with me. They lay down.
Mm-hmm.
They see the TV. It's pretty cool.
Do they have a preference when they see a certain character? You know, some animals will kind of like when they see a certain thing.
Bella gets shaken up with Crowley.
Oh, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with the King of Hell. Nothing wrong with that.
No, I love the King of Hell, but I guess Bella picks up that he's not good. He agrees with me.
He's growling.
Yeah, he is. Let's try something here.
Okay.
Say hi.
Hi, Bello. Say hi to everybody. Now you're shy.
He's saying bye-byes. He can talk. Huskies talk. So,
He's
Bello.
like,
He's
now
being
you're
shy now. He's shy.
He's so cute. How old is he?
Believe it or not, he turned 8 years old this February.
Aww.
He and I almost share a birthday. We're about 4 days apart. So we celebrate our birthdays together, which is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And Bella May's 4 years old.
Gotcha. One of the things I meant to say last night too, we're gonna give an update on the contests that are going on and what's going on with the Represent campaign with Jensen and Jared in a minute.
Yeah.
I will say it now actually, because I'm just gonna pull it up while I'm thinking of it. Hang on here. I'm trying to pull up Jared's account here. Jared, by the way, everybody, is giving away a signed script personalized by he and Jensen as the next contest, Represent contest. And there's 4 days left for the campaign. We at the Indie Geek are giving away, we're gifting 2 shirts. They're based on trivia questions, and the first trivia question is who was in Highlander? Who in season 1 was in the TV series Highlander? And the second one is talk about the origins of the men of letters. And so that's the second one. Make sure that you use the hashtag Beyond Supernatural. If you guys are interested in getting a shirt, definitely, yeah, see what you can do. Good luck to everybody on that. And with 4 more days and counting, the boys are at, for shirts, 33,365.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And they're on track to surpass, what was Jared's, 45,000 shirts for the Always Keep Fighting campaign?
I was just going to ask you about that and that number. I wasn't sure of that number, but I guess I was right. 4,500?
Yeah, so 45,000. So yeah, they're on track. They have 4 more days left. They're going to surpass that. And that would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. And one of the best things too, you guys, they even have, if you don't want that, they have totes with moose and squirrel on them. And they also have like those phone cases too. And that's going to go to the new organization that he and Jensen are working on together. So, and I think it's great. Always Keep Fighting. I think it's one of the best things that you can do. And also to give you guys an update too, we're going to be, because this is our next thing that we wanted to make an announcement on, speaking of which, it has to do with Rob and Rich's web series, Kings of Con. And I'm just seeing if I can get the latest update on that. I had it up and I thought,
which I want to say I did made a contribution.
Did you?
For that. I did. Jen did as well. I figured I'd say that for her, being that she's not here now. She did make a contribution for that too.
Cool. I know I have to do that still. But I haven't done it yet. But we are actually going to be at some point going to be talking to there's, as part of Rob and Rich's web series Indigo campaign, there are additional spiffs that are going on, and one of which is done by a group of girls. They're calling themselves Kings of the Concert, and we're going to be talking to a couple of them. We're just getting all the dates together on that, and we're going to talk about how they're involved. They definitely have Rob and Rich's permission. If they get what they want, Rob and Rich will be doing a concert. I think Loud and Swain will be doing a concert for them. So, and ultimately this is helping out their web series. So this is great. It's great for everyone involved, and I think it's awesome. The girls, I can tell you, are at with their Indigo campaign. If you guys want to follow the girls, they're at Kings of the Concert with a capital. It's Kings, all one word, Kings of the capital CON CERT on Twitter. And so far, their Indigo is at $31.90. They have $3,191. They have 9 more days left. Their goal is at 20,000. So let's see if we can help them get there. And they are going to, they may be making this into, it looks like they're going to be making it into a stage show too.
Oh.
So we'll talk more about that on Wednesday, because hopefully, not Wednesday, Friday, but hopefully we can get, Amber on. I was talking to Amber a little bit today. We can get either her or one of the other girls on to talk a little bit more about, their involvement with the concert and with Rob and Rich's web series too. The funding for that, because I think it's awesome what they're doing too.
Yeah. In honor of Kings of Con.
Yes.
This is my favorite that I was able to get with the guys, Rob and Rich.
Oh, it was the Kings of Con. Oh, they're so sweet. Look at the Boys.
Uh-huh. They're great. Rob's band, Loud and Swain.
Isn't it great?
They're awesome. I got to see them perform in Houston, and then on Saturday nights originally at the Supernatural Cons, they had the cocktail parties, but Creation took that away and made it to the cabaret. It's also a good thing. I missed the cocktail parties, even though we didn't have much time to get a lot in to talk to each star, each guest.
Right.
But we get a live band, which is Rob's band, which they rock. I love them. I have their CD. Rob signed that one. And the cabaret, what it is that not only it's Loud and Swain performing, they have the guests performing.
I know, I heard that.
Bill McKinney blew me away. I forgot what songs he did, but he's amazing. Sebastian Roche did You Choose With or Without You. I almost fell out of my chair. He was so good.
Wow.
Very good. Ostrich was not at this convention, but I've seen that he has performed.
I heard that he's performed too.
Which I think is awesome. Who else was there?
Jensen performed in Vegas.
Pardon me?
Jensen performed in Vegas.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm upset about that. I wanted to see them perform. I'm planning on going to Vegas. I want to go to that one.
Maybe I should strike. Maybe I should do an Indigo campaign to go to Vegas.
Why not? We should. Yeah.
Send Michelle to Vegas. To Vegas Con.
Well, I always wanted to go to Vegas. I've never been there, so.
Yeah, I haven't been there either, to be honest.
No? Okay.
Never have.
I'm trying to think what else was happening. Oh, Mark Shepard played the drums. I can't forget that.
Ooh.
Came out, played the drums. And then the photographer, his name is Christopher Schmelke. I think I'm pronouncing it. I apologize, Chris, if I botched your last name. Awesome photographer. The picture that I just showed, he takes these awesome photographs. He came out and played bass for a couple songs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
And I feel like I want to rock with Rob's band now. I'm out of practice, but I would love to do that.
That would be awesome. Yeah, because Tony plays drums, you guys, and I'm very rusty at piano, but I used to play piano. But yeah, Tony plays drums. Piano. Yeah.
Love it. I want to get back into playing again, and especially want to get back into playing bass. Something about that bass guitar. I love it.
Really? You play bass?
I did. Started off, I was in a choir when I was 6 years old. 8 years old, I played piano. Then through high school, I taught myself drums and the bass. And then I studied classical guitar after that. And then I played all-girl punk band.
Nice.
Drums.
Nice. And I just found the update for Kings of Con.
Oh, great.
And here is the latest update on that. They have 15 more days left, people. They're currently at 186,817. So
is their goal what, 200?
200. The ultimate goal for a full series is 300,000, but they're very close to 200,000. Which means if they hit 200,000 people, we get to see Matt Cohen run naked.
Oh, is that the thing now? Okay.
That's a part.
That reminds me of the con that I went to at NashCon. And was it Jersey? I can't remember. But anyways, they always get Matt. But you know what? Matt has an awesome physique. NashCon, what happened was Misha was coming out with his Amok campaign and stuff. And somebody had to answer questions or something. I don't know. And every time that they had something that, they wanted the fans to answer questions or to help out, they would use Matt as the prize and say, you get that answer, we'll have Matt take his shirt off. Then it started to escalate to where Matt will take all his clothes off.
I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna complain about that. And we only have a few more $1,000 to go, people. Only a few more. So somebody, maybe I still have to contribute myself.
Rob and Rick, Kings of Con. It's going to be fabulous. These guys are awesome. They deserve the help that they need. For this.
Oh, they're fabulous. They're fabulous. Richard Speight is funny as hell. It's funny.
Yes, he is.
In the snippets that I've seen so far, the snippets that they've been showing from it are hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
They're hysterical. Especially, I'm like, that was a little bit too much of Rob that we saw in the first teaser. I was like, whoa, too much. But sure, but it was fun. It was really funny, and it's great because it's satirizing their lives on a grand scale. It's great.
Yep, it is.
And then there are two people that deserve that. They deserve that. They do.
And I got to bring it up again because I tried to bring it up last night. Again, that was season 9. Trickster comes back, visits Castiel. The whole car conversation was just amazing. I'm trying to remember all the quotes, but the one that stands out that I remember and I love is Trickster saying to Misha in reply, "Bitch, please." He kills me.
He's so funny.
He does it so well. He's the perfect trickster.
He is. He's perfect for that role. He's perfect for that role. Adam, and for the record, I'm thinking Adam Glass didn't create Trickster. I was thinking Adam Glass created Abaddon. That's what I was thinking of. I don't know who created Trickster. But that's a great character, and he's so funny. Did you ever hear Spade talk about his version of the train story, the infamous train story with Jared? Because he was on that with Jared and Jen. Did you hear his take on it? We've all heard Jared's take on it. Did you hear his?
No. Tell me about it, because I don't remember. And, who knows, some of the viewers might not have heard this as well.
Well, a few years ago, Jared and Richard Speight and Genevieve, Jared's wife, were in Germany. I don't know if they took a day sightseeing or they were traveling to the next town for a con. I'm not sure why they were in Germany, but they were in Germany, and they were on they were on a train platform. And they had their bags and everything. And Jared was being like the good husband and being a Southern man. And he's like, you know what, honey, don't worry. She was putting her own bags, packing her own bags on the train. And he's like, oh, honey, baby, I got it. Why don't you go and save us some seats, on the train, and I got this. So he and Rich, they're going and they're packing the stuff on it, and he thinks that they've done a great job and everything, and they, she finds some seats and they get on the train. And Genevieve goes, she gets some seats and they're getting ready to sit down, and Genevieve goes, where's my gray bag or a silver bag or something like that? And he's like, and he looks and he's like, what bag are you talking about? And then he looks out the window and you can see the bag. So he goes in and thinks, oh, okay, that's no problem, I'll go get it. Well, he goes to go get it. Everything is locked up. He can't go back and get it. He's trying to open up the doors. He can't. He's trying to knock on the window. They can't understand a word he's saying. They're like, And he's like opening up the door. He's like, hey, 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 my wife's bag. And I guess there was like valuable stuff in there, like, you know, toiletries and her jewelry, really nice stuff. And he felt bad for leaving it there. And and I guess too, they had just United States had just killed Osama bin Laden to boot. So when you leave a bag there, that's an instant security risk. So he didn't want anything. He didn't want them to blow up Jen's bag.
Yeah.
So he's flipping out. And here Jared tell this is classic. Because, you know, Jared is all like, he gets all sweaty and he gets all nervous. And he's like talking about it. And all of a sudden, the train starts to go. And he's like, oh no. So I think, to make a long story short, he ends up like, he sees an emergency thing and he punches it and it stops the train. So everybody comes at it after like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. By now it's like, you know, and everything on the train stops. People are coming out of nowhere, like the train people. They're like, you know, the conductor and everything, and the attendants. They're like, "Sir, what's happened? Are you okay?" You know, they thought something was majorly wrong. Jared's like, "My wife's bag. I left my wife's bag on the platform." And
good husband.
Yeah, that's a good husband. I'm like, Jen, he's a keeper. I would hold on to him for life.
Oh yeah.
And she's back.
Yeah.
Jen, I'm talking about the train story. And, you know, Tony never heard about the train story.
Oh God.
And Jared's like, you know, he's trying to tell people about, you know, he's trying to tell the attendant, my wife's bag is there, and that's why I stopped the train. She's like, you can't stop the train for a bag. And he's like, oh. And meanwhile, I guess Rich was in Rich's like thing. Rich is like, okay, I'm not saying a word. I'm kind of hiding. I'm with you, dude, but I'm not saying a word. He kind of like got out of Dodge. and Jared's like, oh boy. And they were, I guess they're like, well, this is what you did, you know. We'll get somebody to get her bag, but you realize you stopped the train. And Jared's like, yeah, I stopped the train. He's like, no, you just didn't stop the train. You stopped all of the trains, all of them. And I'm like, Jared, really? Good husband, though. You're a good husband. Oh, yeah. God bless Genevieve.
I thought they were going to get arrested too.
I did. I'm like, when I first heard this a couple of years ago, I'm like, Jared is so arrested. When I heard about it, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, poor Richard. I want to hear Richard's side of it. And meanwhile, Jared, and they're saying that about Jared's, you know, the conductor's coming and he's saying that you got to pay. You're going to be paying a fine. He was thinking that's going to be like this astronomical fine. And he tells Jen, he goes, now, honey, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably get off this train, and I'm gonna hightail it. I'm gonna like go to the nearest. He goes, I'm just gonna this fine's gonna be crazy. He goes, I'm out the door. You don't know me. I'm gonna be a fugitive. And she's like, I think that's the best for everybody.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
poor Jared. I mean, poor Jared. Did you hear about how he ended up getting back late from one of the cons back to Vancouver?
No.
And he got fined?
What happened?
You know the story about, which I don't blame him. I want him to tweet away about these airlines because they're just ridiculous.
Oh, I think he's right about tweeting about the airlines.
Oh, yeah. His flight was either delayed or something happened where he was leaving a con to get back to Vancouver. The flight was either delayed, late, whatever, and I heard he got fined. on the CW find him. This poor guy gets fined or something.
He gets in more
Not alone.
He gets in more trouble during either coming home from cons or during hiatus.
Well, he is the playful one, the fun one.
He is. Did you hear about what happened? Did you hear about what happened to him in Aspen? When he and Jensen went to Aspen?
Yes.
I don't know if I did.
Oh my God. I think it's on the Fangasm.
Oh, I don't.
Board, but this is on the Fangasm account. Lynn's been a guest. We should have her on actually to talk about this. See, you guys can meet her live. She wrote the Fangasm books, and she's written a ton of stuff on the guys. And she had a blog from one of the cons, reporting from one of the cons. And I guess when Jared and Jensen went to Aspen over the holiday break, this past holiday break, they were skiing and on some trail, and they decided to race. So Jensen's like, Mr. Debonair, Mr. Perfect, beautiful, as I call Jensen. He is just going down perfect, I guess. Meanwhile, Jared, he's like, Jensen's doing all these jumps and stuff and going around. Meanwhile, he looks over at Jared like, it's your turn, smartass. So here goes Jared down the trail. He almost goes into a ski school.
Oh, God.
Like, he's going, and he's like, oh, my God. Whoa. And he gets back, but it's like, Jared, stop. I just can't. It's now to the point, every hiatus, there's something going on. I can't.
He's a big kid.
He is. That's why I said he's 5. He's not 8, Genevieve. He's 5.
That's why he gets along with the boys so well. Not that other fathers don't get along with their kids, but he's just in the same level as them. I don't know.
I think that's perfect. I'm like, you know what? I think that's it. I'm like, you know what? That's probably it.
I once went skiing and I crashed into a trash can and sprained my ankle and had to walk down the slope.
Oh my God.
And there was no ski patrol there at the time, so I just actually I didn't walk. Correct myself. I slid on my butt down the slope. That was my very last time skiing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. But yeah, it's like,
it's hard. Skiing's not easy.
It's not.
I've never skied before, but I can see it's not easy.
It's not easy. And those guys are jocks. Like, did you see? I've seen video of them like jet skiing, and somebody posted like YouTube of them. They must live in Austin or by where the boys live, and they posted pictures of them jet skiing earlier this year, and Jared wakeboarding. I'm like, dudes, they're like hard. They're jocks. They're hardcore. I mean, they're the boys love their sports.
Yeah.
They're crazy. Especially Padalecki. Every time I hear about something, I'm like, oh God, I just can't.
He's awesome.
I brace myself. I'm in fear for a sling or crutches or another cast. How many times have we seen Jared in a freaking cast over the years? I'm a little fed up with it.
We were talking about that, and I just got to say, do not mess with Master Chow.
Oh, Master Chow, yes, we mentioned
that little guy caused his shoulder to...
I bow to Ostrich Chow, the Godfather.
That would be funny if he's watching this.
Love you, Ostrich.
I love Ostrich. I love Ostrich so much.
We love you, Ostrich.
We love all of them. We love Jensen and Jared. I'm just giving Jared a hard time because I'm in the mood tonight.
I hope to see Ostrich perform. I hope I get to see that. That's one of the cabarets.
That would be awesome. I love the cosplay that he does. I think the cosplay that he
Oh my
does.
gosh, did you see him dressed up as Ariel? I loved it.
Yes!
Actually, I have Ariel's pin on right now. I just got the other day.
I love that. That's one of my favorite. I hate to say, that's one of my favorite pictures of Ostrich.
Yes.
He's so pretty.
He is pretty.
He's pretty. I don't know what else to really coin that as. He's really pretty.
Handsome.
And this is the kind of conversation that we have at Beyond Supernatural. Cosplay. I've seen some cool Cass's cosplays.
I've never even heard of cosplay until I went to a convention, and I'm like, wait, people are like, are you cosplaying? I'm like, what's that?
Same here, Jen.
I mean, it's not something. It's not for me, but I've seen some really cool costumes. Like in point, like with Ostrich, that's a really cool costume. Yeah, he comes up with great stuff. Did you see the thing where he wore on Twitter? It was the gold and the blue dress, and he came up. He came with the gold and the blue dress. And I'm like, you know what, Ostrich, you look pretty with that dress on. I just would like to point that out.
I love it. I enjoy it. Like, I don't do the cosplay so much, but I enjoy seeing people do it because I like what they come up with. It's just really fun to watch at conventions and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, that's awesome. The only time I do it is for karaoke for the theme, but you know.
Oh yes, she was one of the Mario brothers. It was so cute. And the picture of her with Richard and Matt, adorable, epic, classic.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. That was my Halloween costume like 2 years ago.
That's so cool.
It was fun. I don't mean to be all itchy. I was just outside with my dog and the bugs, like, oh, I feel gross because the bugs just.
Oh, it's been Tori was on, and we were just talking about like the pollen, and it's all yellow and.
Yeah. Well, I got over the itchy eye one. That was like a week and a half ago. It, you know, like how it feels like you have sand in your eye and it gets real itchy but sensitive around here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that.
Yeah.
And I have to keep like it works with contacts.
Yeah.
You remember when I lost my voice, Tony? That was fun.
Yes. That was allergies, Michelle. She lost her voice to allergies.
Ugh, I hate that. I usually will every year because of allergies, and I get the the stuffy nose and the runny nose and like the exhaustion. Like, you know, I get tired and
I get sick almost every convention I go to.
oh.
I take all my stuff, but every single time I always, because we're in such a crowded room with like hundreds of people, I just always pick up something. I'm just like, I had after Houston Con, I had a fever that Sunday. I found out that night, and I hope I didn't get any of the actors sick, but I found out that night my fever was 103. I was like, are you kidding? I was like, yeah.
There were other factors, though, Jen. Don't forget. I don't want to say anything, but
that's
a lot of stress going on. So.
Yeah. But still, every convention I always catch something. So when you do go to a con, bring like emergency or whatever, you know, with you, because you're in a group of like, you know, 800, 900. I don't know how many people go, but it's like, you know, people coughing and stuff, and you know.
Yeah.
Suggestion: hand sanitizer bath. Bathe in hand sanitizer at the con.
Yeah. We call it con crud.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Con crud, and then there's the.
that's a good name for it.
There's the post-con blues or something.
Oh, post-con depression.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. Yeah, and it's true actually.
Yeah.
Aww.
And once you go to one con, you'll want to keep going.
I know. That's what I'm nervous about. She was just mentioning before you came back in about Vegas. I made a joke and go, somebody needs to start an Indiegogo for me to go to Vegas. Donate!
I know. I want to go to Vegas so bad, but I can't.
I'm such a bad influence.
I'm I know, there'd be such debauchery.
My word of advice, and this is what I do. I'm not saying, this is my word of advice. Like, I go to 1 or 2 a year because, because of work and everything else. But what I do is I buy the seats first, or if my seats aren't on sale yet, then I get the photos that will sell out first. Because like most of the other photos, like they don't sell out right away, and you can generally buy them at the con. So that way you're not putting down like $500-600 at once, if that's how much it costs. And I found it helps me tremendously, especially since I only go to 1 or 2 a year. It helps me tremendously to pay for photos. Like once a month I'll get a photo or something until the con, and that way you're not putting a whole bunch of stuff on your credit card and stuff. And so I get the ones that sell out, and then I buy the other ones later.
I was gonna say, because the boys look like their stuff sells out quick.
It does, yeah. You got to get Jensen, Jared, Misha, and possibly Mark. Although Mark is coming Saturdays and Sundays now, so his might not sell out so much like it did. Mm-hmm. Although I don't think his ever's really sold out because he came 2 days, so his is usually okay, I guess. But Misha, Jensen, Jared, they usually go pretty fast. So
I'm glad you brought this up, Jen. That's a really good tip I think our viewers need to know, because I've met some people at MegaCon and where I'm located right now. They want to meet the guys. I tell them everything about it. They knew nothing about the Supernatural Con, and they're excited that it's going to Jacksonville. And I had to explain to them, if you want a photo op and they have the J2s, which is Jared, Jensen, together with you, and 1+1 person, you got to get those first. Get the Misha ones first. Oh, and the J solos, because those sell out quickly. And the tickets do too, but I would say photo ops first. Get your tickets later. Photo ops are the most memorable thing. It's worth the money.
Yeah, but if they want to do gold or something, they should jump on that, because just because the gold tends to, that tends to sell out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Quickly.
There's like the gold and the silver, and I'm still kind of learning at this stuff. You know what, Tony? We should get somebody from Creation on and talk about that.
Oh, the Creation people are amazing. I love all of them. They're just super nice people. Sharon and Letitia are very helpful.
Yes, they're awesome.
Their site crashed the other night, and I had an issue with something. I won't get into what happened, but I mean, Sharon was like, helping me. I mean, she was amazing, and every time she helps me, I always tweet saying, "Thank you, Sharon, you're awesome. Thank you." Letitia too. I mean, Letitia's awesome. She goes to a lot of the cons, so she's not always in the office, but she's very helpful when she is. Gary and Adam are awesome. They're just, they always say, if something is wrong, tell us and we'll help you. I mean, obviously, if you don't tell them, they can't help you.
Right.
So
they don't bite. They don't bite.
No. But I love all the staff at Creation. I volunteered at the Vampire Diaries Con here in Orlando, and it was really fun volunteer. If you can volunteer, try to volunteer, because it's pretty fun. And it was interesting volunteering for a show that I've never seen before, really. I've seen it once or twice, but it was really fun. So yeah, I mean, everybody at Creation is awesome, and they'll always, if you have questions before you buy anything, call them. They're not afraid to answer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's always good to know. So I'm like,
yeah.
Should I call them if I have a question, or?
And that's the thing, and I got to give Creation credit because, and I don't mean to go on and on about Creation, but I love their policy. Yeah, no, I love their policy so much, because I've only been to 1 or 2 other cons that was not Creation, and I see the huge difference. There was a con in Orlando, I don't want to say the name of it, but it was one of those things where it was a lottery for a ticket, and they said you might get to see the actors, and you might get a chance to get an autograph, but you could come 8 o'clock in the morning, stand in line, and we'll call your number for a lottery. You still have to pay the admission fee, and then later on you might get a chance to talk to the actors. And I'm like, what? I'm not waiting all, like, I was just going to go for that one specific thing. And I'm like, I'm not waiting all day for that. So I decided not to do it. But, like, with creation, you get what you pay for, and they do make sure everybody gets everything. And if there's a conflict in their schedule, talk to them, because they will, like, pull you out of something to say, okay, go to this photo op or go to this autograph. I mean, they'll really work with you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about this because, again, there's a lot of other Supernatural fans that don't know anything about these conventions, and I think they need to get a heads up.
Right, and I think
going on, so they can at least get one opportunity if they can,
Right, and I always was talking to you, Tony, about that because I saw that you went, I saw that you went to the one in Houston. I always thought this would be kind of cool to go to. I went on their site and I remember talking to you and I'm like, I am so confused right now because there's gold, there's silver, there's bronze, and if you don't do this, then this, this is all kind of good to know and hearing it from you guys and the staff. I think one day I tweeted something and the creation team was like, the creation team, I was on my personal account and I said, this con seems like so much fun. I need to go to a Supernatural con. And they're like, and yeah, you should, come to our site. I think Creation tweeted me, and they gave me like they're like, yeah, just go to the site. We'll answer any questions that you have. So they were pretty cool about it.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
But I'm gonna be definitely a con virgin, and it's gonna be
a Comic-Con virgin.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a Comic-Con. I'm gonna be a Supernatural con virgin, and I'm gonna be like, what is going on here? And it's going to be like, wow, this is going to be pretty cool.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I want to mention that I was a Gold Pass veteran 3 times. I am dropping myself down to general admission, and it's because of what we said before. I want to get the photographs. I want that money is going to be invested in photographs. So. Yeah.
If I were going to do anything, I'd probably go to I would try to get those photographs. Because I'm dying to meet J2 and Misha, and if I can, Mark. So if I were going to do anything, I would try to get, I call them before. Yeah. Yeah, if I can get anything with the 4, that would be pretty cool. And if Felicia Day happens to be on that list or asterisk, you throw them in the mix too.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad I got to get my picture taken with Ty Olsson.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Mine too.
It's really.
I'm just. Oh, sorry, Tony. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you go.
I just want to agree with you and say that I miss him.
I do too. I love his crazy side, fun crazy side. He's not literally crazy, just fun crazy.
He seems like a fun guy.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at YouTube. I live vicariously through when you guys go to cons through YouTube videos because people are live tweeting as they go and they post videos. And seeing the Ty stuff last summer was hysterical. He is so funny. I can't even. I don't know what I was expecting with him, but he's funny, especially when he was talking about when he and Ostrich were talking about Jared Shoulder. Oh my God!
He makes waiting for autographs fun. I remember at New Jersey, and Jen, I don't know if you remember hearing this. Remember, he had to sign autographs in the back of one of the convention rooms, back behind the chairs, and. So what he did was with the crowd of people that were there for his autographs, I can't remember how you called this, but he would like say something like sing it in a certain way, and then the people standing in line for his autograph had to sing it back to him. Do you remember that, Jen?
Oh, I do. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
That's keeping you guys occupied while he was signing and making it fun. That's really cool.
He's a fun guy. He really is. I hope he's allowed to come back to the cons. I know he's good with going to the one in Vancouver and the ones in the other countries, but
I think he's filming a TV series right now. Isn't he doing the last? I heard that he got onto the last season of Continuum, so that's probably why he's not at more cons.
Mm-hmm. So maybe.
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah, maybe after that he will be.
Yeah, hopefully.
So probably
listen, lady, I have to walk my dog.
Yep.
I don't know how long you guys are going to be on, but if I can, I want to tell the viewers.
We're gonna wrap this up, and pretty much, how can we find everyone on social media? Tony, we will start with you. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been, and I want to say, Jen, our special guest and co-host, thank you for coming on here. I had fun. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. It was fun. I was nervous but it was fun.
No need to be nervous. We had no real episode to go over, especially because I know that we talked, and thank you for coming on because you gave us a lot of insight on me, especially cons, the supernatural cons. So I appreciate that. So.
A special asset, I have to say, to this segment and to the show.
Yep.
Thanks.
But everyone, I'm on Twitter. My name is Tony Colangelo, and my Twitter, you can find me at DrummerGirl71. The D is capital. Again, it's DrummerGirl71. And again, my Facebook account, I'm going to have a public one that's related to the Indie Geek, Beyond Supernatural, and Beyond Arrow. We're also on that as well.
Yes. And Jen, how can we find you on social media?
Okay, well, I have a Tumblr. I don't use it, so I'm not going to bother with that. I do have a Twitter. It's P like Paul in the beginning, RUD, Prude, then sax like saxophone, SAX08. So Prude Sax 08. So think of the sax player. And then on Facebook, I have a Supernatural Facebook because I have my professional one. So my Supernatural one is Jennifer SPN Fan. So I would just recommend adding me on that one because I don't really talk Supernatural on the other one. So the other one's strictly music. But anyways, add me on Jennifer SPN Fan, and that's pretty much it.
That's cool. And you guys can find me on my personal Twitter account, which is at Bed of Roses 2001. You can find me. I run the Indie Geeks Twitter account at the Indie Geek. You can also find me on my Facebook page. I have a personal one, which is Michelle Villery. I also have one for my author account, which is Ty Langston, and I also am on my website at tylangston.com. We will be back, and I want to thank everyone for being awesome tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We will be back on Wednesday for Beyond Arrow. We'll be discussing the latest Arrow news, and we'll be going over the episode. Only a few more left. We're getting into some emotional times with these CW shows. We're heading into the crazy season. We're all going to need Xanax for the next month. Okay?
Xanax on my birthday. Are you kidding me?
I'm giving you boxes of Kleenex tissues because between Arrow and Supernatural, I'm going to be a hot mess.
I'm going to hot mess. I just can't. And then we'll be back Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday for the Indie Geek podcast that I host with Kente and Tori. And then we will be back on Friday for Beyond Supernatural. We'll probably by then have filled out our composure for whatever upcoming episode which is Angel Heart. We'll be going over the next episode of Supernatural, which is Angel Heart, which focuses on the return of Claire. And we're gonna get a lot of Cass in this, I have a feeling. So welcome back, Catherine Newton. And for all of us here at the Indie Geek and Beyond Supernatural, have a great night, everyone. Good night.
Night.
Good night.